Hello from Scotland, where it's very cold. I've just come from Antalya in Turkey. I was at a conference for English language teachers. And you know what? I'd forgotten just how beautiful that place is. I mean, look at this view. Isn't this amazing? The Mediterranean with the Taurus Mountains there in the background. Fantastic. And look at this dog. Don't you love this about dogs? They try and play it cool, but they can't because their tails always start wagging. The tails give it away. This is why dogs are very bad at playing poker, because when they get a good hand, they try and not show it, but their tails start wagging. So they might have a good poker face, but they don't have good poker tails. Anyway, I was doing this talk at this conference, and the talk was titled Image and Story. And I demonstrated this technique to the teachers there, and I'm going to demonstrate the same technique to you in this video. And it's something that you can do with virtually any image. And to demonstrate it, I've got a photograph that I'm going to show you, and the photograph is of a gap on a wall. And this was a very famous gap between the years 1912 and 1913. This gap on the wall generated a lot of interest. And if you're my students, I would invite you to ask me questions, closed questions, questions to which the answers can only be yes or no, to try and work out what's going on here. What is this gap? What's it all about? What's the story? So that was it. That was the technique. Do you see what I did there? What I did was I withheld the image from you. I withheld the image, I provided you some information about it, and then invited you, the students, to ask me, the teacher, questions. And this is kind of a reversal of the norm. Let me explain what I mean by that. Usually what we do, the standard approach, is we show the image first. So here's the photograph, and then we ask questions about it. But what I did was different. I reversed that process. So what I did was to withhold the image from you, provide a little bit of information about it, and then invited you or the students to ask me questions and finally show them the photograph. There's nothing wrong with the standard approach, of course. It's just that, well, I mean, this is quite obvious that this photograph was taken in an art gallery. And so immediately this narrows the options. There's always a possibility that somebody's seen it before. And in my experience, someone will usually quite quickly guess that it's got something to do with the Mona Lisa, that's what it's all about. And on the other hand, when you withhold the image, it's much more open. You create this teacher-student information gap, which allows us to prolong that curiosity and maximize the communication, the questions from the students and the information from the teacher. This is a technique not just for teachers, but also for presenters. And I think about Steve Jobs back in 2007 when he unveiled the product of the decade, I mean, the world had an idea about what was coming, but they definitely didn't know what it looked like. And so when Steve Jobs stepped onto the stage at Macworld in 2007, what did he do? Or rather, what did he not do? What he did not do was to start off with a picture of the iPhone and then to start talking about it. He reversed that. He started talking about it, this new product that was going to change everybody's lives. And after 10 minutes, everyone in the audience was so curious. Steve Jobs had them in the palm of his hand, and then bam, the image on the screen. And it was a much more engaging and memorable and curiosifying experience for anyone that was there. And so I think we can learn from this as teachers. So back to this photograph. By the way, could you do me a big favor and give this video a cheeky little thumbs up? I'm making a new video for teachers every Wednesday, so maybe you'd like to subscribe as well. So this photograph is essentially, it's a missing person photograph. It was taken in 1911 after the Mona Lisa was stolen. And I've been using this photograph as part of a lesson plan. It provides a really nice way into the story of the Mona Lisa. This lesson plan is all about the story of why she's so famous. And coincidentally, I was writing this lesson plan in a cafe in Antalya, and there was a piece of art on the wall. And I thought this was really clever because it references two other pieces of art, two other artists. The first one is, of course, Leonardo da Vinci and his Mona Lisa, but I wonder if you can identify the second artist. If you think you know it, leave us a comment in the chat below and I'll know that you're a smarty pants, all right? See you next time. Bye-bye.